getting into knee shield is also a lot easier than getting into closed guard. If I have to get, or let's say a butterfly knee shield are fairly easy because, well, I'm a butterfly now, hypothetically. But to connect to Jared and butterfly guard is a lot easier. But I find a lot, with a knee shield or half guard, I can slide in much easier, okay? So if we're rolling and I decide to pull guard and I have my distance, I'm gonna set my left foot, the one that's already be out on the outside line, so it's almost pointing right, my knee right where I want it to go in his ribs. My left hand, like normal, is a framing, it's keeping away. It's like a jab, it's a distance creator, okay? I'm also posting on my right hand because I'm gonna need it. When I'm ready, I feel like I've got a pocket to slide in on a step, touch, slide, and then this is the important part. I'm gonna pull my heels to my ass and get him off balance a little bit. Okay, because I want to feel like Jared's weight got shifted that way. And if you look at his center line, okay, so you look at the star in his shirt. Star in his shirt is on this side of my body, okay? I've worked myself on this angle, so with half guard, you're almost working in, not quadrants, what do they call that? Threes, I don't know. But you know, like, you're working three main areas. You know, this side, the middle, and the other side, okay? And attacking different arms. So let's just, as a review, a warm up. You're already kind of in a guard, and you're playing, right into the post slide, and pull him in. One thing you'll see me do right off the bat as a review is I'm protecting this side. If Jared gets a hold of my head, it changes to how we fight, right? I instantly look different. I have to protect myself. So my knees shielding his chest, keeping him away from me. My hands are protecting his arm because I don't want him getting a hold of my head. And this is where it's pretty good punch defense too, because he has a hard time getting a hold of me. And the second he starts moving a lot, I can create a lot of opportunities. So same thing, I'm gonna set my half guard and pull it. And now with four, it's like I'm trying to off balance Jared a little bit that way, or feel like my energy is on this side of the body. I don't wanna be over here per se, right? Even my hands here, this is not a good thing. I've gotta get myself back, especially if I'm gonna attack over here, okay? So we're gonna go for an underhook, but not really. We're really gonna try to get around his back. And I'm gonna use my hand on my knee and the feeling like I've got a pocket here as a trigger, okay? So when I do that, I'm gonna kick through, my ear's gonna go right to his sternum, and my hand is gonna come right about here. As I do that, I post on my right hand, okay? This is now getting my level up, and I wanna keep my head underneath his chin. I have the power here, okay? So one more time. Have my knee shield, okay? Hand, I'm monitoring my space. I'm now gonna put my hand to my knee, kick through to generate momentum, ear to his sternum. Post on the mat, all right? Once I've done this, then I'm gonna pull my knee or replace my knee with a hip. So I'm gonna post up on my right hand to get my hips up a little bit, and flare my knee underneath me. Okay, I can then knee pick him. Oh, come back up, big guy. Sorry. Okay, or I can limp arm out and take the back, okay? I'm now finding again, if I feel I'm over here, I don't have it. I get jammed up in the middle, he flattens me right back out. I may have an underhook, but I'm crisscrossed, and it's very hard to fight out of that. And you've got to be really strong and really squirmy, okay? So, or really squirmy. I kick through, capture post. I suck my knee to my hip, boom. So my hips are directly on top of his leg, okay? I make sure to pull him out farther and further, and then I sink my weight, knee pick, right into the ground. That's one. Or if I feel we're just in a battle, I can't get out, I'm just gonna limp arm and come right to seatbelt. When I get here, I'm now gonna feel like I've got like a grip on his arm, okay? Like almost like a boom. And then this happens a lot of times when swimming, clearing, whatever, you'll feel this hand in this region. I suppose probably one of the last series I did before we shut down was the arm drag series, but we're gonna review because it's a big part of half guard. So I'm looking for either two grips, one or two. Honestly, I really don't care which. Your hand is a little different thing. But let's just say with Jared right now, this is the most natural. I'm now gonna do the same thing on a kick, punch, come up. I've already cleared his arm. I don't need to worry about anything else. Now I get my hips on top and we go right for seatbelt, okay? So it's the same exact thing. You're just skipping the underhook because you don't need the underhook, all right? So I feel Now, the time I would go underhook, let's say his hand is over here, like on the outside edge of my elbow. Well, then the underhook makes sense, okay? But if his hand is on the inside and kind of over here, he's like working a split, then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna bring his arm over there. As I do this thing, I'm like pulling, like pushing and pulling, and then I leave my right hand a little bit longer. Okay, that helps me keep my opponent there for an extra second, my fat lazy ass, and get up, all right? So again, I'm here, boom, kick, here, all right? Now, I am not out of the woods yet. Some guys right away try to attack the back. What happens, they do that, they lose their shit, they fall back, Jerry gets his arm across and flattens me out, okay? So when we get here, we go right back to posting and getting our knee underneath our hip. Now I have pure back control. I can set up anything I want and have much more control. Question, go. His ass is a traditional arm drag. Not traditional, would be more of like a, I'm gonna come through and like, yeah, it almost doesn't really work. Right arm. Wax out. Oh, I know it's wax out, but it's like it's weird in this position. It's not as you almost have to sit up clean. Yeah, so that's why you don't need to. All I think about, this goes back to that center line principle. If I get Jared's arm into his center line, like, and I create a doorway, it's very easy. There's been times I fought dudes just like this and been like lazy to get up because they're just keeping their arm over there so I can work around the edge. Does that make sense? So the arm drag is it's a principle within a few different variations. If we are standing up, I can absolutely, there's no reason why I can't use this. But a lot of times you're standing up, the idea of having that feels much better. It gives you a bigger bite, a bigger handle. When you're playing half guard from the bottom, it's just a little different. You're not gonna need it as much. As I said earlier, I'm looking at 3 major, 4 if you include the neck, attack areas. Like, we can bring up this area, the ankle. But it's really like 3 main areas I'm gonna be looking for, okay? Whether underhooks, overhooks, arm locks, kimuras, etc. I really now gonna start trying to work on this. And when I go for this, I'm actually moving my body a little bit on this side of the other triangle, right? In the beginning, we were going for arm drags. We are on this side, right? Maybe I'm just in the middle. Now I'm moving a little bit over here, okay? Well, I'm gonna teach the old school way first, and then I'll show you my adaptation, which has a little bit of inversion, right? So I'm gonna lead with my pinky. My pinky's gonna go in his armpit and then my knee. And then as I have, so pinky, hand underneath, knee. Once I do this, I'm then gonna wave and punch away, okay? I've got Jared fairly off balance. Now I take my foot, lock it into his armpit, look at his toes, grab them, and then toe hold. All right. The hard part is learning that you need to fit your body in here. Okay? So my hands aren't necessarily trying to push Jared, they're just trying to latch on and connect. Think, think. Now he's balancing on his knee, and I just kind of turn my knee over a little bit. When I lose him, this leg comes in. There's been many times I'll grab it. When I go to my adaptation, I'll show you how I grab this leg. And one of the most important things I find to do is foot in the armpit. That keeps me in my work area, okay? Now, so, again, wave, control, look at the foot. Now I'm just gonna get Kimura. Now Jared's turning, okay? We're losing the toe hold. I will then go knee bar. But that was just kind of, let's just get on the leg right now, because without the foot lock, all it turns into is a technical stand-up. I can do just a regular sweep like this. Okay? And get out. No need to turn into a submission, it just happens to have a lot of submissions within it. So we're gonna do the same exact thing, but instead of trying to like fit underneath like here and wave off, I'm gonna try to get all the way onto his leg right off the bat. So I may come underneath, but really, let's just square up. Really what I'm doing is I'm looking for a pocket and I'm gonna dive my whole body over and hook, okay? Now, I do two things that are a little different. When I'm gonna try to rotate to my right shoulder, and like my head, get my leg over, but also I want my right foot, this foot, to windshield wiper in so I feel like I'm grabbing onto his ass. Boom, okay? Now from here, I do the best I can to latch onto this leg. Control if I need to, and you'll find it very easy to slide right back to where we just were, okay? One of my favorites, I feel a pocket, I'm gonna just get onto that leg. It has a little bit of an inversion. I'm gonna go right for the leg, I'm skipping a step. I'm not gonna try to off balance it first, then get the leg. I'm just gonna get the leg and use the act of pulling his leg out to off balance him. If that makes sense, okay? So I'm just gonna bring everything to me. Boom, clamp on it. I'm using this to keep him away. I can clamp on. I need to grab the heel, pull it. This is an inversion. I'm gonna throw myself, starting with my left hand, left knee. I try to get all the way over here and onto my right shoulder and right temple area. Okay? Now I'm just gonna connect, pull, and right back where I was. I'm gonna go for the knee bar, toe hold, or to the get up, if you're doing before. Or heel hook next to it, whatever you want. There's a shit anyway.